Watch this, the storm. Just like Helene is filling up the entire Gulf of Mexico. This storm is bigger. All right, look at the stats right now. And this is stuff that just came in. Not only is it a Category 5, went from a 1 to a 5 in a matter of hours, it just got stronger. Winds are blowing right now at 180 miles per hour, the strongest we've ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin. Hurricane Allen, back in 1980, had 190 mile per hour winds, but I see more warm water ahead. This could actually strengthen. I think it'll weaken right before it comes onshore as either a 4, maybe a 3, and that's going to be late Wednesday, early Thursday. But take a look at how all eyes are on Tampa, Florida. When you look at the spaghetti models, I know we've got a lot to choose from here, but right now it's coming true. It's showing a true track. About 90% are in line with it coming right into Tampa. Zoom in tight there because you need to look at this. If it goes right where my foot is, okay, right there, it would be just north of Tampa, but that would put all the storm surge into Tampa, and Tampa Bay is directly under that number 48. It would be, Nora, I used this analogy before, it's like the water has nowhere to go. It's like taking a gallon of water and pouring it into a Dixie cup. You're going to fill it up, and then it's just going to bubble up and bubble up and bubble up. You betcha. For everybody in that area, if this holds true, it's the worst storm you have ever seen.
A mass exodus, frantic, the fearful flocking, the wise with them. No gas, all brakes. We have a very stressful, potentially dangerous situation unfolding here in the Tampa Bay area. This is St. Petersburg, and what you're looking at is just a little bit of a slice of the mass amount of people trying to evacuate out of the Tampa Bay area. All of the arterial roads, the interstates, the main highways out of Tampa Bay are jam-packed as people are fleeing. They're trying to escape the path of Hurricane Milton. And what they're coming across are gas stations like this, closed. They do not have gas left. And so these pumps have all been wrapped with saran wrap. What that does, it helps protect the screens, the electronics from hurricane force-driven rain. They also even have the nozzles zip-tied to the machine so they don't flop around in the winds as well. But these are wrapped a day and a half before likely any impacts from Hurricane Milton that could be felt here in St. Petersburg, because the folks here at the gas station say that they don't expect any more gas being delivered here ahead of the hurricane. It's bearing down, forcing millions to ask themselves the ultimate question, stay or go. It's not as obvious as you might expect.
I would rather be with my boat than not with it, because if I'm not here, I don't know what's going to happen to it. But if I'm here, I mean, I know I'll survive. If the boat goes down, I can swim. But I'm not going to go somewhere else and leave the boat here, because this is everything I own right now.
We got to think about getting out of here, because this is going to be... James, you all right, bud?
North Carolina was swallowed by catastrophic flooding. Now what remains is covered in a thick coat of mud and debris that's considered hazardous. Ben Phillips is shoveling it out of his home.
What's it like to see all your things out here like this? It's heartbreaking to everything we had in that house.
This area is not known for flooding. The North Carolina flood map shows Marshall with only a 1% chance. Out of more than 8,000 properties in the county, only 98 had flood insurance.
You have flood insurance.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably in the minority. A lot of people did not.
They were saying that the businesses downtown, only about 2 of them had flood insurance, and that almost nobody else did.
Just decimated this whole area.
55 miles east in Old Fort, this satellite image shows the water's disastrous path. We got a closer look on the ground. These manufactured homes were not originally here. They were pushed by the sheer force of the water. And it's not just people's homes. You can see this shed, even vehicles. And based on the water line there, the water would have reached up to my head. Down the street, Pastor Kimberly Baker and volunteers are cleaning up mud by the barrelful at the United Methodist Church.
And you can see how deep it is to the altar.
For 24 hours, 4 to 5 feet of water flowed through the church before receding.
We didn't have flood insurance because we've never
flooded.
Never needed it.
Now there is nothing to do but clean up and count their blessings.
Atlanta doesn't feel like a real place because we are not built for the amount of people that live here. Like, let's let that really sink in. There is no reason our city should have flooded the way it did. Looking at pictures and videos from Hurricane Helene, I mean, it was a tropical storm by the time it hit us. But if you looked at footage from that, you would think that a levee broke. You would think that some type of dam or river overflowed. There are cars underwater. There are people who have water coming up to the second floor of their houses. There are businesses completely underwater. We do not have the infrastructure for the amount of building that we have done here. Our city planning completely sucks. I'm not going to get into the public transportation. I'm not going to get into how bad it is when it comes to walkability. The irrigation system alone. If you live in Midtown, if you live in Buckhead or even downtown, you know that area floods for no reason. It'll flood on a Tuesday because it rained. So it wasn't just a torrential downpour that did it, it's the actual sewer system. And it's really concerning because I'm not hearing any plans to address the lack of foundation that we have. I'm just hearing about more building and inviting more people here. There are talks of us hosting the World Cup. There are talks of us hosting the Super Bowl in 2028. If we get more than 2 inches of rain, this city will be Atlantis.
I'm okay.
My car's gone.
I'm okay. It's okay.
Everything's gone. It's all gone.
It's okay. It's okay.
Are your parents okay?
They're okay.
Was anybody in the gym?
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, you're okay.
These memories will stay with me.
If you have ever stepped foot in these Appalachian Mountains and hiked them, we need you here. We need foot. We need people on foot. If you have ever hiked the Rocky Mountains, get here. We need you. We need people experiencing hiking. There is only a few ways to these people. It is to foot, horseback, or helicopter. Dirt bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides. If you have them and can get to East Tennessee or Western North Carolina, We need you. Do not listen to the news when they tell you that they don't want you, they don't need you. I'm telling you, I am here. I live here. I have been already. I'm telling you, we need you. We want you here. The hell with what FEMA says. The hell with what American Red Cross says. They're not here. I'm telling you, they're not here helping. It's been a week and they're not here. We need manpower. So if you are an experienced hiker, we need you in East Tennessee and Western North Carolina. If you are an experienced dirt biker, we need you. If you are experienced in ATVs, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, whatever, we need you. We cannot get automobiles up in there. Trucks is not an option. Cars is not an option. If you own private helicopters, we need you. If they threaten to arrest you, we got you as the American people. We need you. These people need saved. These bodies need to be brought down. Not to have closure. These bodies have got to be brought out of this mountain. You all got to understand, these towns smell like death. I've been down to the river. It smells like death. I've never in my life smelled that kind of death. I've smelled a body that was burnt, but it's a different kind of smell, and it's a smell I'll never forget. I have already seen bodies. I'm telling you, I've seen them from my own eyes. That is something I'm never going to forget, ever. But people's got to understand they're washing up on banks. This water has already reached Santee Cooper, South Carolina. Those people are not prepared for what they might possibly encounter, okay? There's a chance that bodies may wash up on their banks in Santee Cooper, South Carolina.
How are you today? I just wanted to come on and talk to you for a little bit. First of all, I wanted to thank you for viewing my video. I have had many people tell me over the last few days that they weren't able to find me. I'm one of those few people whose following is going up every day, but my viewership on my videos is going down, and we understand how that's happening, that I'm being shadow banned tremendously on most social media accounts. I'm apparently saying things that's not popular by the powers that be. But anyway, thank you for listening to me. I have a few questions to ask you, and I want you to really think about this, and I want you to comment, even if you have to comment many times. Why do you think there's a federal agency that's keeping people from supporting and from helping people that are in need in America right now? Why do you think that's happening? Why would FEMA try to stop people from helping other Americans? You know, when you look at when someone does something, you have to always look at why they're doing it. What is the goal? Who's telling them to do it, and why are they telling them to do it?
Matthew Heller has been riding out the storm at his home in Florida. What was it like watching it rise like that, and has it come up further?
Yeah, I mean, within 2 hours, I had 4 feet of water in the house. I'm a lifelong born Floridian. You know, I survived Hurricane Andrew in 1992 down in South Florida. So I don't get too apprehensive when they announce the storm. We didn't even think this one was going to be that big, but holy cow, that storm surge. The whole lower level of my home is filled with water. I ended up hopping on to one of my little kayaks to float around in my living room. I went live on TikTok, and now here we are talking to you guys.
This is a page where people are posting missing people.
The breaking news out of the Middle East, where Israel conducted its heaviest strikes on Hezbollah targets in Beirut, Lebanon, since the start of the conflict. Israel's escalation in Gaza and Lebanon come amid rising fears of Iran being drawn into an all-out regional war.
Et lorsque nous demandons des cessez-le-feu,
the bombing in Beirut goes on. Giant flames leapt into the night sky over the city's southern suburbs.
There was quite an explosion which just rocked Beirut. Here it is here. We take the audio as well. So the building had been on fire for the best part of the last hour, and then something erupted.
The French president calling for an end to weapon shipments to Israel.
Shame on them. Israel will win with or without their support.
Beirut. The night sky becomes a fireball. The Lebanese capital under heavy attack. For the people here, there would be no sleep. Multiple Israeli airstrikes continued for several hours. Next to a hotel, this building goes up in flames. The IDF says it's been targeting Hezbollah facilities, often in residential areas. It's been targeting Hezbollah facilities, often in residential areas.
Yu also warns of an alliance brewing between China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea.
They're working together, that's for sure. Whether that's an axis or an alliance, but certainly there are symptoms, signs that they're working together.
พี่เข้าใจGotta go. You know what, Mama?